Hello and welcome to Greetingstar. I'm so glad you could join me today. Today I'm back with some cards from the Away in a Manger Echo Park Paper Pack, Echo Park Paper Company, I think it's called. And I put up a haul video a little bit ago, and these are some of the cards I made from that haul. So I'm starting with the top folding A2 sized card. That's a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I'm using this Let Every Heart Prepare Him room as a focal point. And I thought I'd use this beautiful silver paper that did not come in the paper pack. That's a separate item. But I'm just using a strip of the red from the paper pack and using that background there with this beautiful silver cardstock, and I'm going to use that as a mat for my focal point. And I will have a link to the products I use down below the video, so you can purchase them yourself if you'd like, if you want to make some of these cards. And then I decided to pop up the focal point with some foam. So that's just some foam that I cut and trimmed down to the size that I needed, and then I'm going to adhere that to that silver mat. And the card is beautiful just like this. You can leave it alone, but I did decide to go ahead and dress it up a little bit. I wanted to add some bling, I guess you could call it. So I first I used this moonlight pin from Sakura, and they're kind of like the jelly rolls, but they are really pretty, and they're opaque, so they're not translucent. You can't see through them. And I decided to just add that to the heart to kind of give it a little something. And then I'm using some peel-off stickers here. These are, I'm not sure if these are Dazzles from paperwishes.com or if these are some Elizabeth Craft Designs peel-off stickers. But I got these out of my stash and decided to use them to just dress up the card a little bit. I love doing embellishments with cards. It's so much fun, and it's just really picks it up a notch, I would say. So here I'm just trimming off that excess red banner there, and I love doing the embellishments. I don't know about you. You can leave down in the comments whether or not embellishments are something that you enjoy doing, or if they just irritate you. I think that we all have our own little quirks and things that we like and don't like. So now I'm going to use this strip, and I'm going to put it just under here like that. And you know, that's another thing too, when you're embellishing a card, sometimes you can actually save yourself material. Like here, instead of going all the way across the strip, I just did it on the top and the bottom. And that's kind of nice to be able to save some of your supplies and make them stretch and go a little bit farther than they would have otherwise. So that's it for that card. Just a cute little card. Now I did decide to add something to the inside of it, probably just a strip of the background paper or something like that, but I didn't film it, unfortunately. But on some of the other cards that are coming up, you'll see that I do some of the inside just to sort of make the whole card tie in together. So this next card here is with this beautiful soft angel background, and again it's another A2 top folding size card. I do use a card base that's pretty thick. It's like 110 pound. It's that Nina Solar White, and I like to do that because I just think that when you add a lot of things to the front of the card, it can get pretty heavy. So here's some Spellbinders. These are the stitched rectangle dies. Now the neat thing about this is you've got the stitches, but then you've got the rectangles that just cut out. So if you don't want the stitches, you don't have to have them. I think that's kind of nice. So I'm going to use that frame there on my card, and then I'm going to use some more of that silver paper in the background. And these are some really cute little dies from Poppy Stamps. They're festival tags is what they're called. And they have a cute little scalloped edge on the bottom there. So I took that angel paper, cut that out with that, and I'm going to put that in the middle. Again, I'm using another focal point from the same paper pack. All of the cards in this video are from that same paper pack from Echo Park called Away in a Manger. And it just came out, I believe, in July of 2019, so just this year. And here I am adding some more embellishments, and then later on I do add a bow. I use these Elmer's Craft glue spots, the medium ones, to attach that beautiful white and silver bow, which I thought went perfectly. Now this is what I'm talking about embellishing the inside of the card. I just cut off one of the banners, and I'm going to adhere that to the inside of my card here. And I think that just really makes for a nice little touch to make the card sort of come together and feel more complete, because the front's so beautiful and decorated. You want to have something on the inside too, especially for like Christmas. So this next card here, I'm using a side folding A2 sized card, and I will be using some of this solid green paper as a background, and that you can get that in the Coordinating Solids paper pack, the 12 by 12, or you can get it, it does come in the 12 by 12 pack, I mean the 6 by 6 paper pad, so you don't have to buy this additional Coordinating Solids paper pack. I just wanted it in case I decided to make extra cards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that solid green as a background, and then I'm going to be using some of these tag dies from scrapbook.com, and then also the festival tag from poppystamps.com, and some beautiful ribbon there that you see on the side. Okay, so now I'm going to use some of this beautiful gold ribbon on the card, and I'm using this Fiskars mat in the background to help me align it on the card. So I'm just going to cut 3 strips out here, and I'm making sure to leave enough of an edge on each side because I'm going to adhere it to the back of the card. So I flipped it over and, you know, made sure that those strips were lined up the way I wanted them. And then I'm just using some of these glue dots, these Elmer's glue dots, to glue down each side of the ribbon on either side there. And these glue dots are pretty sticky. They do a really good job of adhering that ribbon to the back of the card like that. And what's nice is then you can still adjust it a little bit on the front if you need to. But you want to make sure and pull it, you know, fairly taut, so that that way the ribbon looks nice and there's no loose portion. It's all flat against the card. So I did that with each of those 3 ribbons on both sides, and then once I'm done with that, I'll just turn it over, and this will be adhered to the basic card, the card base, so you'll never see the back of it. You'll only see the front of it. Okay, so there are those ribbons, and you can see that I do go ahead right here and use some of this ATG. I started using the ATG and then I decided to use the other, because I just want to make sure I get it aligned properly without having to pull it up and reposition it. Okay, so there we go. And then I'm going to use that beautiful floral tag, another piece of green paper, and that is cut with that festival tag from poppystamps.com. And you know, you can skip this step if you want to. I decided that I would try to mimic those 3 ribbons on the front, so I'm just, you know, coloring with this sponge dauber and this gold, but you can't really, you can see it a little bit, but I don't think it's necessary, so it's entirely up to you whether you want to skip that step. And then of course I just put a bow on the tag to finish it off, and I thought the gold looked really nice with that beautiful wood border on the focal point. So this next card here, I'm going to use my Spellbinders nested ovals, the classic ones, and I'm going to use the scalloped one as well. And so what I'm doing here is I'm going to cut just this top half like this, so you can see, and then I'm going to cut that in half, because what I'm going to do is separate it on the card. So the top half is at the top, and then the bottom portion is all the way to the bottom of the card. So you'll see in a moment that I will trim up that bottom one. That bottom one's too long, so I'll just trim that up and make sure that we get the right amount that we need for that, using my Fiskars paper trimmer right here. I think this is kind of a neat little technique. It's a cool way to frame your focal point. So, and you could do this with squares or, you know, any shape you wanted to frame your focal point. It just depends on what look you want to go for. So that's how I'm doing that. And then in the center, after I get this adhered to the top and the bottom, you'll see that in the center I use the scallop circle and then just the plain classic one. And these, I was going to use this piece of paper as my focal point, but since I had the sticker sheet as well, I decided to use the stickers from from the candle stickers from the sticker sheet, and this hope, peace, and joy, love, joy, and peace on the bottom. And you know what? I did frame the words with some shiny sparkly tape, and it's actually nail tape, you know, for like your nail art that you do. And so I went ahead and used that. I repurposed it for my card. Almost everything that I have, I repurpose for my cards. Cards are a priority for me. So these are just some little rhinestone gemstones that I'm putting on the card to dress it up even a little bit more. It's Christmas, so you got to have that shine, that glitter, that bling, whatever you want to call it. And I'm just using my craft knife to place them down because they're small and too difficult to do that with just your hands alone. So I think I decided to add a few more, and a good way to position them is to go from top to bottom and side to side, and then do your diagonals, and then that way you'll get a good kind of like a clock, and you'll get a good alignment for all of those. That's the way I like to do it anyway. Isn't it funny? I have tools that are specifically designed for picking these things up, but you tend to just grab whatever tool's there. That's what I do anyway. Just grab whatever tool's handy and use it for whatever you need. So there's that finished card there. I think it's quite pretty. I love that floral background. I'm going to have to make more cards with that because that's just so beautiful. Those beautiful red colors are just so gorgeous. And then next up is this one. And this one's beautiful. I've had a couple people tell me this is their favorite. And I just used some of that red star background. It looks like dots, but if you look closely at it, you can see that they're stars. And then that beautiful floral paper. And I had the beautiful foliage that you see on this card is from a Sizzix set. I think it's a Tim Holtz set. So anyway, and I used some gold paper from that festival. I think it's called Festive Lights or something like that from Tonic Studios. But again, the product will be linked down below. And I just used my scalloped oval to create a background for a mat for the focal point of the "Oh Come Let Us Adore Him." And then I also used my border stickers, the peel-off stickers that you can see on the edge of that floral centerpiece right down the middle. This is the Sizzix Thinlits that I'm talking about, and it is a Tim Holtz, and so that's where I got that pretty foliage. Now for this last card here, I used a big heart die, and I used the beautiful word paper, pattern paper, as a background, and then I just cut a strip of the red paper, that's that red star paper, and I used a piece of gold washi tape that I had that's real sparkly, so that didn't come with a set, and then I used a strip of the border, you know, inside the paper pack you get all those little strips with the different words on them, so I put that right in the center, and then I popped up the centerpiece, the "For Unto Us a Child is Born," with some foam adhesive on the back of that, and that wrapped up that card, and that's it. That's all of my cards that I used, that I made with this set so far, and I'm sure I'll make more. I just haven't had time to get it all filmed. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I wish you all a very Merry Christmas. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you get a chance, check out my blog at greetingstar.org, or you can check out my ebook at amazon.com/author/Greetingstar. Thanks so much, and have a wonderful day.